live. I am live. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pearl ranting about random things. You know, today it's just been a weird day. And I've been spitballing, I've been telling people, and I just thought to myself, I have something to say. I have something to say. I have something I want to tell you, but I need a certain amount of likes in order to tell you. Because I'm tired of you guys being cheap. I'm tired of it. This is not a channel for brokies. Okay. If you cannot afford to hit the like button, if you can't afford a $2 super chat, I need you to go get a job. All right. I need you to not be here. This isn't the place for you. I'm going to need, how many likes are we feeling, Ellie? Let me show you guys my bit. Yup. Dogs for clout. Oh my God. Tee-hee. Hi, tee-hee. Oh, baby. Yeah, get those cheapskates. Oh, Matt Butch, he's saying they're cheapskates. Well, Matt, where's your super chat? Where is your super chat? Oh, baby, look at me. Look at me. There we go. John stepped up to the plate. $2. Thank you. Oh, baby. Pearl, why don't you stream more? I don't know, guys. Why don't you donate more? How about that? How about that? Oh, my God, baby. Oh, boo. Oh, boo, boo, boo. All right, Ellie, I'm letting you down. I might have to let her out during this interview. I might have to let her out. So if she has to go to the bathroom, I have to stop it. So today I really wanted to make a stream that's for the dads out there. That's for the fathers out there. Because I think there's a disconnect. I have a lot of an older audience, right? My audience, I was doing the demographics. By the way, there's a Google form in the description. Thank you for the $5. I've been waiting for this. If you have watched 2 of my streams or more, you owe me money. You owe me money. You better super chat. You better super chat. And before you guys get in the comments, oh, Pearl, you're so entitled. Yes, I am. I am entitled. I'm a woman. What did you expect? You even watched the show. It's like, what? Oh my God. You know, I guess I'll start by, before I get to the topic, I'll just tell you guys random stories because I love to talk about myself. Obviously, but I have nobody to talk to. Oh, my lonesome boyfriend doesn't want to hear me rant. Thank you. I guilted you into money. Thank you. I am owed everything. Screw you, super. Screw you, SCP-4494. The boyfriend, I start talking like this, to the boyfriend. He's like, I'm busy. I'm like, what do you mean you're busy? Oh my God. I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, do you want to talk to me a lot? And he's like, no, I'm doing this. And I'm like, So yeah, I'm going to YouTube. So one thing recently that I thought about, I was just at dinner and I was telling the story. I used to judge whores very harshly. And sluts, 304s, whores. I think I judged you guys a little bit too harshly. I think that I judged you guys from the beginning. Okay. And the reason I think I judged you too harshly is because, when I was younger, I'll tell you this. I went to college with the intention of waiting till marriage. Now, obviously, that got off track. But I actually spent half of college a virgin. Everyone will say cap on this. They'll say not true. I'm telling you, I did. And there was a time when there is a time, I don't like saying this publicly because then they'll clip it. They'll put it on Twitter and be like, Pearl, it's kind of personal, So I try to put it in longer streams because I get a little, that's something I'll tell you guys because I feel like you're my tight supporters, but I don't really need my enemies clipping that, but they always do, right? They'll, whatever. They're losers. So anyways, and a lot of times throughout this, especially when I was younger, I really tried to do things the right way. But I would watch women that did things the wrong way get rewarded, right? So I would watch these women that, they would be escorts and then they would get married to rich men. And I think I didn't be what, where's my rich man, or you watch the star of the football basketball team, reward women that did terrible, as a woman, I think we're all accustomed to from a young age watching women sleep with men to get things that they want and just how frustrating that is as a woman. Just any ladies in the chat. And I could say this as a mid woman. I've always been mid, right? I've always been mid. I've never been that hot. I've never been that ugly. I don't say this as a lot of you guys come in and you say this, you say, Pearl, stop calling yourself a mid. I'll never stop calling myself a mid. I'll never do it because, well, if I'm a mid, I'm a mid. If I was hot, I'd have the life results of a hot woman. I'm a mid woman. It's just is what it is. And the reason I know I'm a mid is because I've watched women that are hot have amazing life results. Just amazing. I think mids you'll work so hard for a ninja's commitment, right? You'll work so hard. And half the time he just goes with the hotter chick. At least half, sometimes more. You know how frustrating that is as a mid? I'm sure you guys have this too. Yeah. So anyways, going back to my story. And so I would really resent women that just hoard out and got rewarded. I just didn't understand it. I'm like, how do these women do the wrong thing? You better not be pooping. You better not. I see you sniffing. Okay. All right. So, when you watch this as a woman, it's very frustrating. Okay. And in fact, when I was in London, I met women that got pooped on by Aqualaba in Dubai. And it's like you'll watch your whore friend bring home, like imagine as a kid or a woman's getting $5,000 or $20,000 a month, and she's spending all this money, going to all these cool places, and you're just sitting at home streaming, right? Are you in Bonnie Blue pointing out women's hypocrisy? My body, my choice, my life, my choice, my voice matters unless it's used against the way I think. Sure. Okay. So again, going back to the whores. So I used to judge, and I would be so resentful. I would hate these whores. Kind of the way you guys hate players. You hate like men that bang a bunch of broads and still get their happy ending. And you watch whores get married too. The women that they said would never get married, they always get married. So anyways, going back to the whore thing, I judged you ladies too harshly because do you know what? I realized I was sitting there, I was judging you guys, and I realized, oh shit, I've never been offered to go on a yacht in Dubai and get pooped on by Ashapallah for 50 grand. I never got that offer. So it's easy for me to say I would never do that when nobody asked. Nobody asked. Nobody asked. Nobody asked you to get pooped on. And to be fair, poop comes off, right, ladies? Poop comes off. Comes off. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Right now I have not a lot of people watching, but that's okay. I don't do this for the I do this to cure my boredom. Okay. But I need at least 100 likes on this chat. I need at least 100 likes Stop simping. I am not an 11 out of 10. I'm not. I wish I was. Chopped. I'm not that chopped. Okay. I've been to airports. I've seen what real chopped looks like, but I'm chopped to a degree. I could be better in a lot of ways. I could be better. I don't know if this will be a call-in show. I don't know. I mean, if I'm feeling it, maybe I will. Do you know what? I might get that. There's a streamer I wanted to stream with one time, and then I canceled on him last minute, and that was my bad. I'm gonna see if he's free in like 30 minutes once I'm done ranting. It'll be a surprise guest, but it's not a nobody. You know what I mean? Are you busy now? In like an hour. All right. I'll see. No, it's going to be kind of a random collab if he says yes. I don't know if he'll say yes. Cool. I am ranting. Oh, he's coming. All right, he's coming. You like my church series? Really? Pay me. Pay me. Stop telling me you like my stuff. Money talks. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's another thing. So apparently I pissed off the manosphere. Now this, oh my God, I don't like drawing attention to this because it's always kind of embarrassing when you have one boyfriend to talk about previous relations. I try to stay away from it, you know, and I like to leave things in the past. But unfortunately, when you've been on the internet as long as I have, any person you've dated is going to be kind of thrown in your face, which is really just one other person, right? One other person. But I had a tweet, right? I had a tweet that kind of got everybody mad at me. And it got everyone mad because I said, I look in my life, right? And I just see how white men are kind of the biggest enablers. I love you guys. You guys are really competent, really capable, really amazing. But I need white men to get back in charge. Okay. I want the white guys to take over because black people and women are torturing us. Women keep funding these terrible causes, being whores, being terrible, and just torturing us. And a lot of times they're getting funded or accepted by the white guys, right? An example of this is, you know, thank you, the tip jar. Here's something for your tip jar. Keep dropping pearls of wisdom. And I noticed this because I had a friend that worked for a left-wing organization, and you know, a lot of white men's rich white guys are actually funding a lot of left-wing organizations, and that's who they call because while the husband's working, they're too busy to tell their wives no and like manage their wife. So, their wife takes their money and tortures us, funds these causes, and I just kept thinking about it. I'm thinking, white men, please come back, please. You know, you'll go to work and it'll be a bitch of a woman in charge, right? Some woman will be in charge and she nags you and tortures you, and you're thinking, white men, please come back. And a lot of the Twitter thought this was hypocritical because my ex-boyfriend was black, right? They said, Pearl, that's so hypocritical. And I said, well, okay, just because I hooked up with a black guy, it doesn't mean I want them in charge. Do you guys hook up with whores and say, put the whores in charge? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? I know. I'm thinking, just because I like the sauce, just because I like the Riz in the sauce, It doesn't mean I want the Riz Masters in charge. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? It's a broad stereotype. And look, I don't even really have a type. I don't really have a type like that. But I don't discriminate, and I spend a lot, I used to be fat. What choice did I have? What? Maybe I like the sauce, Maybe I like the sauce. I was just thinking, I'm thinking, you know what I like? I like men that say things with their chest. That's my type. Men that have a belief, they say women become the men they want to marry, right? And I think in a lot of ways that's true. I am attracted to guys that really, really just have beliefs, say things with their, yeah, and it's super unattractive that I do that, right? I've become a man essentially, unfortunately, right? Couldn't help it. I couldn't help it, Riz, I got, forgot where was I going with this? What did I just say? Oh, I lost. I hate it when this happens. I get blanks. I get blanks in my head. Oh yeah. Obviously tall men with that, right? It's not, I'm not a liar here. And white guys, they just don't have that as much. They really don't, because white men, they just have more to lose, right? White men have intact families. They don't want their sisters mad. They don't want their mothers mad. They make more money, right? They make more money. They don't want to, you know, black guys, I'll tell you this, black guys, they will, if you act out of pocket, they're just going to go get some milk. They're bouncing, they're going. Hispanics, they'll just go start a second family. You know what I mean? All right. I got to let my dog out. I thought this might happen. Hold on. This is not an invitation. I told you guys I'm taking. All right. So hold on. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Okay. I am wearing pants. They're just kind of short. All right. Please do not screenshot that and put it on Twitter. Okay. All right. So yeah, and that's what I mean. I like men that behave like they have nothing to lose. There's just something about a guy that has nothing to lose. Yeah. Hispanic men, they'll go start a second family. White guys are the only ones that just take it in honor of doing the right thing. Ninja, it is not the right thing to have your wife torture all of us. All of us. All of us. Black men are underestimated? Not really. I'm going to be honest. Stop. I mean, I don't know what you guys want me to say. You guys are really? A third of black guys have felonies. Really? Or I think have been arrested for I can't remember the exact stat. And let me get this straight. You are we underestimate how much crime you guys can do. If anything, and I would say that was kind of my life experience. You know what I mean? That was my life experience because I grew up very not racist. And I think most white people grow up not racist. We grow up and we think that we should not see color, and we don't see color. And I don't want to detail every bad thing a black person's ever done to me. But I will. I would, I've spent a lot of time around black people. Black entertainment company didn't pay me 5 grand. Had someone steal a camera from me that was black. Another 5 grand. Blackmailed from a black person. Emotional trauma. Emotional trauma. Uh, get called a colonizer when I was trying to help you. Emotional trauma, emotional damage. How much money did that cost me? I don't know. Probably a lot, and how distracted it was. And a ton, a lot of people have this experience. A lot of white people. Do you know what's funny? I know a few white people right now that gave black people the benefit of the doubt. Never again. You ninjas. I'm done with you ninjas. Oh my god. This is going to get put on Twitter. I hate Twitter. I hate Twitter. I love it, but I hate it. You know what I mean? Rodney, no simping here. And do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that I just love a real ninja. And most women are actually like me. We love real ninjas. So actually, this is a video for the boomers, the fathers out there that just cannot understand why women date the men that why my daughter keeps picking this guy or that guy. And I've seen it across races. For white guys, it's the frat guy. Why do you keep dating this frat guy? For black women, it's the criminals, right? It's why do you keep dating these thugs? What are you doing? Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta let the dog back in. Hold on. Ah. Okay. So, a lot of the fathers out there, they say, what, let me make sure I have enough likes. I need enough likes on this video before I get started. I need a lot of likes. Do you know what's crazy? I can talk like this on camera. I think I would die doing it on a stage. Hey, oh my God, I get stage fright so bad. Okay, I want to get to 150 likes. Huh. All right, so let's talk about the fathers out there. The fathers keep asking the question, why do women date? Why does my daughters and my sisters keep dating these terrible men? But a lot of times what the fathers want for the daughters is actually not what's best for the daughters. The fathers will recommend men that treat the daughters well. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, but Pearl, don't you think that the women should be with men that treat their daughters well? But we live in a society where the women are not well, right? So the women have been spoiled from a young age. The mother has spoiled her and never told her no and blamed everything on the dad and the brother from a young age. On top of that, they're spoiled by the school system. They're told they're amazing and awesome and special from the entire school system, right? The school system is just telling them that they're amazing. They go to school, they get these useless jobs as assistants, secretaries that are completely overpaid, cushy jobs. Everybody is telling women that they're amazing and awesome. Right? So most of your daughters are terrorists. And I know what you're thinking, but my daughter is different. My daughter is special. My daughter wouldn't do that. Maybe not to you, but women can absolutely be nice to their family and torture the men that they're with. Torture. Torture them emotionally, physically, spiritually. And you think your daughter needs a simp to keep enabling her. But I think on some biological level, we write like real ninjas because real ninjas tell us no and nobody else does. And so the fathers come in and they say, daughter, like this dork, like this man that'll give you whatever you want. And the daughter says, no, I want a man that tells me no. And the fathers, they keep trying to push. The fathers, right? The fathers don't understand their daughters. And they actually want their daughter to be a terrible person because it would be easier for them. It's easier if the daughter becomes someone else's problem instead of telling the daughter no. And it's a curse. Women love real ninjas. Women love real ninjas. We really can't help it. We cannot help that we love it. It's biological, right? We like men that will tell us no. And we like men that put us in our place. And all of society, it's very lonely as a woman because all of society doesn't want you to be with real ninjas. They don't. They want you to be with simps. Women become women before 18. I don't know. Whenever you get your period, I think. And women actually get humbled by players into marriage. A lot of women would never get married. A lot of you guys would never have met your wife if Chad didn't ghost her. And I have a friend who's Chad. He goes through like 100 women a year. He's insane, right? He what did he say? He mogs. And he always says a lot of women met their husband after him. Yeah, because he just said, you ain't shit, and I'm going to ghost you and steal sex. Or not steal, but they agree to sex, but ghost you after sex and taking from you. And um, a lot of people would say that's wrong, but is it really wrong when men take men's time, attention, and resources all the time for free? Women love real ninjas. We love them. And that's kind of what I was thinking about with Jada and Tupac. Now let's talk about Jada and Tupac, right? And now this is black people. So I guess we're talking about white people and I use a black example, but the example's the same. So for those of you that don't know, Will Smith was an amazing actor and an amazing guy, and everyone loved him, America's sweetheart. He married Jada when he was young. And Jada and him have been married for 20 years. And for a long time, they were America's perfect couple. Now, Jada was very obviously in love with Tupac, and Tupac was a gangbanger, a killer, and da 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 da, right? And on its head, you might think, well, Jada, a young woman, a young black woman, shouldn't be with Tupac. That's a terrible thing. But I would argue that Jada would have been better with a guy like Tupac than Will Smith. Will Smith was the clean cut, good guy that came in and swept Jada off her feet after Tupac died, right? And on paper, that's the guy your dad would want you to be with. But because Will had not developed the ability to tell his wife to fuck off or tell him no or tell her to go to hell, um, she became even worse. You know, when you watch videos of her when she was younger, like she's a little ghetto, but you know, she just got worse and worse and worse over the years to the point that she nagged Will Smith into ruining his legacy. Before Jada, right? Before Jada, Will Smith had a clean cut image, and before all this came out. But Will Smith slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars all because he offended his wife. She would have been better with the fucking criminal. She would have been better with the criminal because he tells her no. He might beat her ass, but that's better. We got to stop. I'll tell you a story. So when I was younger, I'm not going to say which person, but I had an ex-boyfriend, right? I have an ex-boyfriend. And he was accused of domestic violence. Okay. Not by me, by someone else. Get Crowder, massive power mogging, all the trad thoughts and authenticity, power couple status with all the benefits. I'm taken. So, where was I going? Oh my God, what was I talking about? I hate it when this is why I suck in debates so much, is if I get my train of thought missed, then I just lose it. I'm like, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, I lost it. Please remind me. Remind me, chat. Oh, okay. Domestic abuse. Right. Yes. So I had an ex-boyfriend who was accused of domestic violence. And when the case came out, I was a little surprised because he never hit me. Right. I had never experienced that. I don't really have anything bad to say about him. I really don't. Good person, didn't work out, right? And so I thought, well, that's kind of strange that he was. And the girl he was dating actually messaged me, and she was saying, "Oh, did he hit you?" And I'm like, "Bitch, do you know who I am? The fuck." And I kept saying, "Go to the police. Why don't you go to the cops? Go to the cops." She wouldn't go to the cops. I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of weird. And then there's another girl that also accused him of domestic violence. And this is why I don't always believe women when they come out, even if there's more than one, because I know women get together and they get all the women together to trauma dump and blah, blah, blah. Because I was asked, right? And that never happened to me. So I know that even if there's multiple women, they might have gotten together to take him down. They're just scorned women he dated, whatever. But in that moment, so this girl goes on TikTok and he's a public figure, and she just starts saying, "Oh, he did this, he put his hands on me." And then it comes out that she actually put her hands on him first, right? So he actually beat the case because she hit him first. And I thought, you know what I thought? I think some bitches deserve to get hit. I think some bitches actually deserve to get hit because, I mean, there was 3 girls total and 2 said they got hit. I never got hit. I never got hit. So I don't know. Maybe you guys did something because I was fine. How do you meet me? Well, lucky for you. You know what? I will show you. We are doing, and you can fill out the Google form in the description. It should be there. Let me know if it's not. If not, I'll update it in the comments section. Here we go. I am doing a dining event in New York City. It's a private dinner. It's capped at maybe 15 people. And you can buy a ticket for it here if you click tickets. Yes, it's expensive because I want it to be. Yeah, I want to make money on it. So, and yeah, so if you want, it's theaudacitynetwork.com. Yeah, that's how you do it. If you don't want to do that, well, I don't really feel like meeting you. So you're a stranger to me. I don't know you. So. Okay, so that's the curse. Women love real ninjas. We love real ninjas. We love them. And my point is that Jada actually, if she craves that type of guy, a lot of times that's the type of guy we need. She should have said, "You go ride or die for that criminal, baby. You go ride or die." And then maybe she would have gotten killed in a gangbang or something, and then she wouldn't have tortured all of us. But now she ruined one of the best men on the planet's careers. She ruined his career. And now we're all being tortured. Think about how many people in Hollywood Jada tortured. That she just tortured, right? She went, think about she had all that power, all this power, money, status, and there's probably vendors that she tortured, actresses that she blacklisted from Hollywood, all this weird stuff. Torture. Torture. And it all would have been solved if she just dated the criminal like she was supposed to, dated the real ninja. She could have dated a real ninja, but she went the safe option. And that's why, a lot of these guys, they're really just not as nice as they think. They're not as nice as they think. It's not nice to be afraid to tell your wife no. It's not nice. It tortures everybody involved. Will Smith isn't nice. Yeah. So again, it's not about low-level drama, right? Women are high drama regardless. I don't think as a man you should really be in a relationship if you can't walk away from it. And being afraid to walk away from it isn't it's not admirable. You know what I mean? It's not I think that's all I got to say on the topic. Let me see if there's anything I should update on Twitter. I love this job, Mm. All right, let's see what we got on Twitter. Um, you know what? There's this there's this OnlyFans girl that's going viral because she's doing like right wing OnlyFans. I think.
This is like, honestly, you know what? This is genius. Like, can I actually just say, like, I'm not saying I condone this by any means. All right. What I am saying that though, this is genius. This woman is a genius. This is like, I mean, honestly, the most genius. Why has nobody thought to do this before? You're literally like, like, no pretenses. You're just like, I am a conservative whore. Bravo. I like, honestly, W grift. I don't condone it. I don't condone it. I'm not saying that. However, I am saying, like, I am shocked that it has taken this long. I kind of love her. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of love
Oh my god. Well, what? Okay, you're saying the chat's saying, "Oh, Pearl, you didn't land the plane." What more do you want me to land? Fathers want their daughters with simps pretty much all the time, and that's not usually what's best for their daughters. And so you guys want to enable women to be brats. That's it. And because the fathers, they keep saying, "Oh, want these simps, and the women, we're just never going to do it genetically. And that's what men should work with the daughters a little more. So I was thinking about, if your daughter likes criminals, maybe tell her to go for a white collar criminal. You don't want her getting killed, but if criminals are her thing. I'm just saying, you can't keep women away from. It just is what it. Father, they just keep saying date the engineers, and there's some engineers are hot. I'm not gonna pretend it's all of them, but it's the archetype, right? Date the engineer. The daughters are saying no. We love the criminals. Fathers know simps versus genuine. If there's something I would bet my entire life on, is that fathers do not know simps versus genuine. They only tell women to be with simps. Again, date the accountant. Women that are young and hot aren't going to do that. This is what I mean. You got to women at each age group, we're going to go. So if a woman's hot enough to have a chance with athletes and famous guys, instead of saying don't date athletes and famous guys, that's stupid. If any woman with the chance is going to do it. And like, that's what I was saying, judging the whores, I wasn't hot enough to get, boats to Dubai or whatever. What you want to do as a dad is tell her how to navigate it, because there are athletes and famous men, right, that do get, I mean, a lot of them get married and have kids. Why don't you just teach your daughter how to compete instead of teaching her how to compete in the league that she can, instead of telling her to go for men she's not attracted to? Women have too much power, right? Accountants aren't boring. I'm not saying they're all boring, right? It's just the archetype of guy. So, okay, if you have a daughter, let's say she's beautiful. We got to go through I'm an athlete, so I'm going to use athlete, analogies, but we'll go through the athlete roster and figure out, we're going to do some research, some due diligence, and figure out which ones aren't on some ninja shit. There's always some on the roster that are doing, they're not going crazy. My grandma, My grandma made it years without being a 304. She lived a good life. Athlete roster. Well, yeah, athletes on college campuses are the top guys. That's usually where it starts. The quarterback, instead of saying, they're not going to want you, maybe you should correct this behavior, right? Because you're a bitch. They say, oh, he doesn't deserve you. That's the wrong frame. Oh, you deserve the world. No, she doesn't. Yeah, athletes are the hunt, not the hunters. Exactly. You got to teach your daughter how to hunt. Giving her tools, right, to navigate. She won't take them, right? But at least you could, you can help her out there. What other questions do you got, class? What other questions? You teach your daughters not to nag. That'll go far. Now she can hunt for real ninjas. Right? Doug MPA wants to enter the chat. Also, I invited another Looks Maxer on. So he's coming at some point. Doug's gonna come in. What should I say to look after as valid traits? What do you mean? For her, for him? What are we talking about? Character traits. You don't want a guy that's emotionally needy. You want a guy that's emotionally very disciplined, I would say. But a good guy, a guy that's fair, right? I want a guy, this is what I would want if I had a daughter, that will cheat on you if you're a complete bitch, right? If you're a complete bitch, that he'll cheat, but he's not going to cheat for no reason. Do you know what I mean? He's not, if she's doing what she's supposed to do, but he's not afraid to piss her off, right? You don't want a guy that's going to crash out. You don't want a guy that's going to simp. If he's double messaging, doing all that stuff, he's not emotionally disciplined. Right. I think that's the trait women look for the most is emotional discipline, because whenever you guys simp, I promise to God, just know, the whole friend group knows. Screenshots have gone into the friend, anything cringe you've sent via text. I really would not, as a guy, send anything via text that you would not want on a poster board, right? Because the whole group chat's seen it. Yeah, because if you have a guy that's waved, like if you have a guy that's waved by your words, I really think that's what women look for the most on some biological level. Because if you have a guy that's reactive to what she says and does, it's going to be hell on earth in the marriage. He can't be reactive. He's got to be able to tell her to shut up. calm. Yeah, that's another thing. Guys that do too much for girls. Yeah, because he's just gonna make her a brat, you know. There's nothing wrong with a guy that makes your life easier, right, and helps you, but women have, I think it's called learned helplessness, right? So learned helplessness. Okay, this is women, right? Learned helplessness. It's a mental state where people or animals stop trying to change a bad situation after facing repeated stressful events they can't control, making them give up, even when a safe choice becomes an option. So women do this in order to get men to do things for them. And you have to have a guy. I mean, honestly, you have to have a guy that's gotten bitches at some point. At some point, okay? It's kind of better. I would go for an age gap because maybe 10 years, like if she's 20, 30, 35. No excuse for cheating. Well, maybe he doesn't want to leave. Maybe he wants to work it out, but she's got to learn a lesson. You know what I mean? My wife was giving me the look when I teach. Hey, they'll be ahead of. You want to also teach them. All right, here's a pragmatic thing I would teach women. Men they really want you, especially dating past college. Whatever they're doing, they just want you to be at. So if you're dating an athlete, right? If you're dating a guy with a lot going on, it's really best to teach them to have some sort of hobby that she can do and easily bring to his house so she can be there and still be productive, right? Or have something to do. I don't know, knitting. So he can, because that's really, men just want to do what they're doing and have you tag along. And by the way, some of this thing I'm saying is stuff I haven't done. Do you know what I mean? Some of it, I'm telling you, I did the opposite and it doesn't work. If you have a super busy schedule, yeah, he wants you to come into his schedule. So your schedule, that was always a problem for me. I always had I like to fill up my schedule with things. And it's very difficult to be in a relationship because men kind of just want you to be able to do what they're doing and be able to teach you what they're doing. You can take this or leave it, by the way. You can totally take it or leave it. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. But I mean, I don't know. I think when you look at a man, you have to look at that man that your daughter's dating and say, does he have the ability to look at her straight in her eyes with a straight face, not raising his vocal tone, very sternly and seriously say, no, we are not doing that. I think most guys don't have it in them, honestly. Does he have the ability? Is he intelligent enough to understand female manipulation? Is he going to tell her when she's nagging and tell her to stop? Yeah. Hobbies are good. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with hobbies. I'm just saying from a pragmatic point of view. Really malleable. I'll tell you what, women with our schedules nowadays, that's the thing. You got to teach them to make men a priority. Women don't want to move anything. We don't want to move anything around. We don't want to cancel our brunch. We don't want to cancel like the things we have going on to meet with them. It's very difficult for men to even get a woman on a date nowadays. And I'm not saying she can't have hobbies. I'm saying, okay, you know what? I would tell her. I would also say to pick hobbies for so if you have daughters, right? you got to think about what is the type of guy that you want her to date. I mean, my dad put me in basketball. I was cooked. My dad put me in. What did you think was going to happen, Dad? Who's the highest status men on the basketball team? So if you want your daughter to go for white guys, you got to think about sport. I'm going to keep using sports examples. If he put me in golf, my life would have been different. In golf, if you're going to go for, the rich affluent, that's a great skill. Tennis. Now he can just, bring you to the golf course with him. You can sit in the thing and he can be there. We got to be pragmatic here. You got to think if you really want your daughter to date a certain type of guy, you got to think about, you got to look at your daughter honestly. What is her looks league, right? What is her looks league? What is her looks league? What does she naturally like? Because you can't negotiate attraction. Yeah, okay. You put them on the arts. So what, you want her with gay ninjas? Sorry. And you can't force it. So if they really don't want to do it, you can't force it. But what would be useful? What skills would be useful? So imagine you want her with a CEO. Wouldn't it be useful to have her do some assistant jobs from a young age? I mean, women become the men that we want to marry. So you might as well just maybe not do the same skill as the men you want to marry, but something complementary. You guys can put ideas in the chat. You could take this, you could totally take this or leave it. You do not have to take my advice. And if you try it and it doesn't work, then don't use it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Although I guess if she worked as an art dealer of some sort, then if you're going, men always kind of want, they always want women to go for money. I think women pick more on personality than money and looks and personality, because it's the real ninja-ness and looks. Swimming. Yeah, you're afraid for the boy. 9/11, that's a good time to start thinking about it, though. You see the problems coming. Yeah, well. Is your wife torturing them, or are you telling her to stop? It's tough, though. He sends them to school. There's not a lot a dad can do in this economy. Home cleaner, organizer. Yeah. Yeah, art dealers. Now, I don't know the art scene, okay? I don't know the arts. I don't know that scene. I really don't, so I can't really say. No, men don't care, right? Men don't care about your hobbies at all. But, okay, the way your daughter's going to meet somebody, it's either going to be social media in the future. What are you doing? What are you doing? Dude. So, and that's going to be the 80-20 rule. So if she meets someone in real life, it's going to be in an environment that you put her in. So if she's golfing, she's going to meet a bunch of golf guys. If she's, I don't know, doing art dealing or art world, she's doing a bunch of art stuff, So, and women are going to see the status from a young age in those environments. So, yeah. All right, we're gonna bring up Doug MPA while we. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Ellie? What are you doing? Hold on, guys. Hey, Hey, chill. What are you doing? Chill. 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 What are you barking at? Come here.
Oh, she's so cute. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream already, like it.
Guys.
Look, there's two of us. If you haven't liked the stream already, like it, subscribe to the channel, hit that super chat button, because all super chats go towards our present and future projects. And guys, one of the best parts about, I don't know if you remember Coach Greg Adams. He went on Softcast, and his little producer, that Natalie chick, was like, "Hey, you have a daughter, right, Coach Greg?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "How old is he?" I think she was like 14 or 15 at the time, and she's like, does your daughter know about all your red pill stuff, Coach Greg? And he's like, yeah, she knows about my platform. She's like, so what do you tell her about all this stuff? He's like, I don't tell her anything because she's at that age where anything I tell her to do, she's going to do the exact opposite. So she's going to have to go out there, get burned. And then when she comes back to dad and says, I need advice, that's when she'll listen. And that's exactly what happens. Guys, if you tell your daughters not to date black guys, not to date criminals right around 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't tell them not to. All you can do, I would encourage picking environments, though, where they'll meet different types of guys. Encouraging media, but you can't really stop it. Your
Yeah.
daughters are going to get dug out, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. In fact, you're better off just accepting it and saying, look, instead of don't date a criminal, just say don't get pregnant by a criminal. That's the best you can hope for, guys. You hopefully, especially if she goes to like a major university, all you can hope is she's gonna get dug out. Just hope she doesn't get a kid off of it. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, you put that. If you suspect your daughter is about to whore out, you better put her on birth control. A lot of these dads, they say, "Oh no, she might have complications later." Well, do you know what would be complicated? A kid off of a criminal. If she's whoring out, yeah, that would be pretty complicated. Let's take the hormonal issues. Let's take that. And that's a lot of these women that complain about their issues from being on birth control. I'm like, well, what were you doing that your parents put you on birth control? Because my parents, right? I have a few sisters. There's one that was on birth control at a young age for a reason. For a reason. They knew it wasn't a problem with me. Wasn't on birth control. So you tell her you date this type of man, you're expelled from the family. Oh yeah, now you're gonna run her into the arms of that type of man.
Oh yeah, and guys, I told you this multiple times. I grew up in a neighborhood that was, it was a military suburb at first, but then in the 10 years that we lived there, all the way through high school, a bunch of Mormon families moved in, and that's how I found out how skanky Mormon girls are because then also in college, the college I went to had a Mormon temple on campus, and I was knocking down those Mormon girls in high school and in college because they that strict lifestyle that they're supposed to live, they'll be staring when they're young, when they're 18, 19, 20, 21, they're staring down the barrel of living this strict religious life and they have to rebel somehow. And the quickest, easiest way to rebel against the Mormon church is sleeping with a black dude. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what do you always say, Pearly? There's certain guys online that are like, oh yeah, my daughter's not gonna do that.
Your daughter is going to do that. And I've seen, you know what? I've seen very conservative people have daughters that lesbian out, whore out, liberal out. You can't stop it. Do you think that if a daughter's father had a healthy relationship with her, it could prevent a lot of nasty things later? I think that helps, but it just depends how much of a simp you are. I mean, simp fathers, if anything, make it worse. I would say they whore out more because you enable it. And they kind of watched the simping for you simping for their mother all the time. And so they kind of get you. Yeah. But I'd say it helps, but it's not really a guarantee. So,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's you're surprised when I think that a simp dad, because a daughter will see how weak her dad is and go for the exact opposite.
Yeah, I'm too black pilled to simp. Well, that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, weak fathers.
Yeah, if I have a daughter, I would tell her kind of what you said. Look, if you're gonna date athletes, well, first off, I give her the look. Just don't get pregnant, man. Number one. Number two, if you're gonna date an athlete, you know, you're gonna have to accept cheating with the really good ones, or date one that's on the practice team that makes a decent amount of money but doesn't have as many options. uh, and then and then I would just tell her, don't marry a guy and have kids with a guy out of wedlock, and then if she wants to get married and have kids, don't marry a guy you hate. Because that's what I see so many women do. They get dug out by Chad and Tyrone, and they can't get them. But then they marry a guy and have. They say men will sleep with the woman he hates, and women will marry and have a kid with a guy she
Hey,
hates.
hate and love are pretty close.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, I saw this article where they're like, "Oh yeah, women just check out of marriage like 15, 20 years before they get divorced," and is or or there are women where they just don't want to put forth the effort to separate, but they've quit their marriage in their mind. It's because you married a guy you hate. And how soon do you think women marry a man that they realize that they married a guy they hated?
After they have the kid.
Oh, okay. Not after the wedding?
No, I actually don't think it's malicious though, Doug. Women will convince ourselves of anything. We'll convince ourselves we'll be young forever. We convince ourselves. I think women get married with the intent to stay with the man for life. I really do. I think we convince ourselves that a beta is an alpha, and then once we have the kid, it's post nut clarity. So that's the hard part, is we'll lie to everybody, even ourselves.
Yeah, I just think that it's just selfishness. Like, women want what they want, and they don't care how they get there or who they have to step over to get it. So women, that's why we have so many women who want to get married but don't want to be wives, and who want to have kids but don't want to be a mom. It's all about what they want and them getting it. They don't think about what happens after they get it. It's just like why, guys,
women like title instead of work.
Yeah, here's what 40% of women that get engineering degrees, this is electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, don't even become engineers. The almost 50% of female doctors will leave medicine or go part-time within 5 years of completing the residency, and the average career of a female CEO is 2 to 3 years. So a woman will claw her way to the top of the corporate ladder, get hired as a CEO, and they're like, "No, I'm good. Thanks. I really didn't want this, but I just wanted to get here."
Yeah, we don't want the job. We just want to brag about getting the job and looking cool, taking Instagram pictures, doing the job, put it on Facebook, and then quit. So,
yeah, and just real fast, back to Will Smith. I think that Jada married a guy she hates, and she thought that she could, because guys, the Black community, we don't have a lot of couples that have been married. That's why say what you want about Barack and Michelle, but they're Black, they're still married, they're doing it the right way, even if you don't agree with their politics. The Black community, our track record of role models when it comes to couples, we don't have any, so we have to. And Will and Jada were like that. I think that Jada thought that what would carry them through was Will's status, them being that couple, but it just ran out, dude.
well, and status is blinding to women. I think a lot of times women get, because the issue is when men have status, everyone treats them as if they're okay, because there's high status men and high status behaviors. So because they're famous, they're treated as though they're high status. But a man can be high earning or high status and still have low status behaviors. Like, he could still be emotionally undisciplined. He could still be a simp. He can still, he can still be very reactive to women. So what happens is a lot of the women get into relationships with the men, they're high status, and then long term, the behaviors don't line up.
Yeah. Then I can tolerate it. I see this from this guy, but I can tolerate it. But everything with the woman, you're on a clock, guys. She's only going to tolerate certain things for certain. Well, from most men, If you're Chad, there is no clock. If you're Tyrone, there is no clock. But for the average guy, you're on a
Even
clock.
hey, even them. Even them.
Yeah, it's just I saw this TikTok where this woman was trying to deny that like women like being treated badly, and I'm like, come on. Even her comments were just like, girl, come on, are you serious? No. It's about what gets results, especially when you're young. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Here. I'm gonna. All right, guys, we're gonna do a break really quick. All right, see you, Doug. I'm gonna do a commercial break. So, just so you know, we've had some extra expenses come up for the documentary, and if anybody can, your donations would be appreciated. We are gonna bring this. We have to add one person on our team, and it's just gonna be a little bit more expensive. So. This is the documentary we want to make for divorce, eventually to fundraise for men's issues, which would be kind of cool. Go to theaudacitynetwork.com. Doug, make sure it's in the description. It should be. Maybe put it in the chat too. And you can do, actually, I'll show you really quick before I do I'll show you guys. So you can donate here if you just click make a donation. And then here you can do either a membership or go down here and donate. You could be chill. You could donate 1,000, 5,000, put in your name, make a donation. So anyways, if you want, here we go.
This clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question. Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Because men are useless. I mean, this headline from The Hill, it caught my eye. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
Young men have fallen faster than any demographic in America over the last 40 years.
It's a different world now. Like, we don't need men the way that they used to.
Nobody needs men.
The future is female. Men and women are drifting further apart, and society is crumbling because of it.
A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage.
You've kind of got the trad con versus red pill thing.
This men's rights crowd that sometimes just goes too far the other way.
You need to stop acting like grown boys and infants and actually become men.
Marriage is a bond, and it's a sacred bond.
It's a machine designed to extract resources from you.
Now many of the red-pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married.
Hannah Pearl Davis, or just Pearlythings.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence.
When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family and a marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, free shreds, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail.
Right.
Like if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage.
And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
this myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men, you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K,
500K,
200K,
300K,
200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it. When is it going to be my turn? Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you simp for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband.
The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
All right, what's up, guys? So we got like 20 minutes to kill. So obviously I'm going to make you listen to my piano. Okay. All right, we're going to sing about real ninjas. Hold on. Daddies want their daughters with a simp. Most daughters would be better with a pimp. Now ready? Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. I don't know where we are going, but I know my true colors are showing. Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. Hoes are gonna hoe. Keep it on the low. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. I guess I'll be the villain. I guess I'll be the villain. Not gonna be a 1 in a million. Guess I'll be the villain. Not gonna be the one. I always thought. Sim, I don't know. By the way, guys, for anyone that cares, all right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. My throat's kind of sore for some reason. So, anyways. For anyone that cares, I'm coffee free now for 8 days. Yes. I don't know how long this will last. I really don't know how long it'll last, but right now, 8 days. I've also been doing a challenge at my gym where we only eat potatoes, meat, rice. No rice. Meat, potatoes, and fruit. It's been pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I know. You know, it was just my addiction was just getting too out of hand. I was just getting, I don't know. I was at like 3 cups of coffee a day, and I just thought, I'm too addicted, and I'm wasting like 400 calories a day on creamer. I can't drink it black. This needs to go. Here's a $1 for an everything bagel and a core power 46 grams. Stop that 26 gram crap. Trucker, love the content. It keeps me awake. I like the 46 grams too, but right now I cut dairy. Oh, that's the other thing I cut. But yeah, and I was just at the point where I don't know, I wasn't getting like I almost felt like my tolerance grew too high. And it just wasn't good. So I don't know how long I'll keep it going. I want to at least do 2 weeks, which I'll be at Monday next week. So I think I'll hit that. But I think I've been sleeping a lot better. I've noticed I get tired earlier and I go to bed on time the same time every day. I'm definitely more tired. The first few days was rough. I was exhausted. But I don't know. Now that I'm off it, I don't know if I want to go back on because I'm saving all this money not drinking. Look, I have a Starbucks next door to me and it's just not good. I cannot. I can't say no if I'm drinking it. It's too close. It's too convenient. It's right there. Do 1 month. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'm not even advising people to do it or not do it. All I'm saying is I quit mostly because I felt like I was wasting calories. That's really why I quit, was because I felt as though it was a waste of calories. I cannot drink it without creamer. So, I don't know. All right, I'll show you guys pictures. I haven't been tweeting my food pictures recently, but I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys. All right, this was dinner last night. Look at that. So I can eat potatoes. Is it focusing? Yeah, there we go. That was dinner. If anyone cares. If anyone cares there, that was dinner. Right. Pretty good. Pretty good. And it's just kind of been repeating that pretty much. This is another day. I'm hoping I get thin eating this, but we'll see. Yes, I cooked it. Yeah, I like to tweet my pictures because I'm always proud of the progress I've made. But then Twitter will make me feel like I'm a terrible cook because they'll always criticize it. So I'm like, I know I'm not, though. I know I'm not, but I could be better, right? Hmm. Do you know how many women are just pulling stuff out of the door and plating it and pretending it's theirs? I never thought about that. I never would have thought to do that, huh? Maybe I should do that. Well, is it keto if I'm eating potatoes? And I can still drink orange juice. Is that keto and fruit? I don't know. I don't really know keto. Okay, I'm going to react to this clip. 1 second. Okay.
To trad wife.
Yeah.
And people were so let's call it what it is. So people started to compare you to trad wife.
Yeah.
And people were
they kind of used me as the poster child for the trad wife movement, which was very bizarre to me.
Why was that bizarre to you?
It was bizarre to me for a multitude of reasons, but let's Google what the definition of a trad wife is.
Well, that's perfect. So I'm actually going to ask you, what do you consider a trad wife?
Well, I had to look up the term
Read it to me.
because I wasn't familiar with that, right? I didn't know what it means. But the fast answer is a trad wife is a woman who embraces or promotes a traditional model of marriage and family life where she typically prioritizes being a homemaker and a primary caregiver for kids, takes primary responsibility for cooking, cleaning, and managing the household, supports her husband's role as the primary breadwinner, often values traditional gender roles within marriage. So with that definition and those points, I'm none of that. And we can go through it point by point. I don't prioritize being a homemaker. I'm a working mom. I am out in LA. I travel a lot. Do I love cooking because it's my passion and because I kind of have.
It's kind of crazy because she could have just said nothing and she's going out of her way to make sure everybody knows that she does not serve, obey, and put her family first. Women, man, it's all you had to do is shut up.
To do it given my autoimmune, absolutely. But that's a passion of mine.
And she's married to a Chad, just so you guys know, she is married to Chad.
It's a hobby. It's not something that I need to be doing for what?
Right?
Right.
Keep going. I like this. This is good.
Primary caregiver for my kids? No. My husband and I split it 50-50. When he works, I watch them. When I work, he watches them. And now, given everything that's been going on, we also have help. My mom's out. We have someone that helps us with the kids because it's just not doable for me to do it all. So that doesn't really work, right? Takes primary responsibility for cooking, cleaning, and managing the household. Yeah, I like to cook. Okay, sue me. I like to cook. My husband burns everything apart from a good steak, so he'll do that. But I like cooking, so I'm doing it. Household and cleaning, he does the dishes. I don't touch the dishes. There's no way you're going to see me washing and scrubbing the dishes. Also, he cleans our house. So he's like very like specific with how things need to be cleaned. So he does it.
Perfect.
So that doesn't make any sense. Supports the husband's role as the primary breadwinner. No, we both work. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like I provide for our family.
So really, I think what's happening is they're taking the image of a woman in a kitchen in a gorgeous dress, and they are assuming that this is your life and we are going back in time, and this is like a very traditional in the
I think
traditional
there's
sense.
also a bigger conversation to be had, because everything that I've been reading online, I find it very...
Yeah, she doesn't have a real job. I mean, I don't have a real job. None of us. We're in media. Media doesn't count. It's not real.
Concerning almost that we need to put women in very specific, very narrow boxes in order to make sense of them. I don't think so. Why can't we do it all? Why can't we be a working mom that enjoys cooking, that enjoys being at home and taking care of our kids, but also is on the next plane out to LA to take business meetings with big executives? Like, why is
it's just, you know what's incredible to me is she didn't have to go out of her way. Like, okay, the world, this is what happened. The world was giving her credit. So the world said, look at her. She's so good to her husband. And then she goes out of her way to say she's not good to like, you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to go on the world's biggest podcast and say, no, I am not a traditional wife. He's a terrible cook. I only do it because he's a terrible cook. Why? You could have just said nothing. You could have just said my bad, guys. My bad. I hit a button. She could have just said nothing. And then everyone would have thought she was awesome. But that's what I mean. We hang ourselves. That's a problem being a woman. It's the world can give you so many leg ups, and we just find a way to embarrass our husbands, embarrass our boyfriends, and ruin it. It's you give a woman, you teach a woman how to fish, she'll find a way to get eaten by a shark. That's just what we do. Okay, but today we have a special guest. Where'd he go? Oh, I was just about to wait. Well, hold on. But yeah, that's the incredible part. You need a link to join outside of IG. Huh? Okay, I think he's on. Hold on, let me see if he gets the camera. Oh, all right, let me see. Hello?
Yo, what's up?
How's it going?
Going amazing. I just don't know why it's saying my device doesn't support camera, which is like complete bullshit. But
Well, it's weird because I just saw you. I literally
I
just
know.
saw you. That's what are you gonna do? There, you don't have a computer nearby or no?
I'm in my car. I actually just got food. I'm like sitting in my car with my dog in like a parking lot.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to do it this way, or do you want to go home and see if you can do it to computer? Either or is fine.
I don't really care. Yeah, I mean, I can just pull up. Yeah, I'll pull up. I'll go back to my car. I'll be on like 20 then. Yeah, I thought I could just do it in my car because it's like chill when I'm eating. But yeah, it's my iPhone.
They're saying permission settings. Maybe if you go to your settings.
Okay, word. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Word. Wait, let me go to Chrome.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's the browser that does happen. Which one? Yeah. Are you in Chrome or no? Well, it says go to your settings real fast on the exact app. Say yes to mic and camera, but Chrome is also dog shit, so I understand. All right. Well, while we're waiting for him to figure that out, we're going to react to some John Delaney clips. So let's see this dude.
I am in the midst of a 24-year
he got it. He got
relationship.
Oh, wait, what did I do?
Okay.
All right, we can come back. Let's see. You got it.
Yo, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going well. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Word. I just got some food.
Nice. What'd you get?
I got some like fruit and I got some fish and like salmon. So been like a health grind, you know what I mean?
You're kind of blowing up. I've been seeing you on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been trying to. I like Twitter. I think it's like really chill. I think it's like, well, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but I think it's funny. Like it's more unfiltered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are
you? What's your main platform? Are you? I see you stream, but I don't really. Other than YouTube, I don't really follow the streaming platforms. Which one are you on?
Yeah, I mean, like I stream on like Kick and YouTube, but I've been like doing like I don't know. I'm really just I try to like go everywhere, like just because I got like freaked out early on when I got like almost banned on TikTok, and I just like had like a freak out moment, and I just started like trying to post everywhere because like I feel like yeah, it's kind of brutal with like tech right now. Like Instagram right now is really bad actually. Like I know people are getting banned left and right on Instagram. And Instagram used to be like the best platform. So I just try to go everywhere. So I do like YouTube, Kick, streams, like that type of thing.
You got banned on TikTok?
Almost in the beginning. I had to get my shit together. I had to learn like it's like all AI automated moderation. So like I had to like learn how to like caption max my videos and like make them like AI friendly, like comedy and satire only. Like on every one of my posts, it's like it just says like comedy and satire, love others, be kind, spread positivity. Just like the AI. Yeah, like literally so the AI like views it, it could be like the most like almost like the worst video of all time. But if I just frame it as like not fact, not medical advice,
yeah,
it's completely fine.
What were your videos that originally went viral on there? Like how did this all start? What's your origin story?
Yeah, I was like in my mom's house and I just like I couldn't get a job. Like it was just ridiculous. Like I was like LinkedIn. I was like a LinkedIn cell. Like I was just like always like trying to like reach out. And I think my last ditch attempt was like reaching out to Ramp. Ramp as this like a sales development representative. It looked like a shit job. And I like reached out to them. And then I was like, oh, like nice, I'm gonna get an interview. So I spent like the whole day or 2 days like studying the company, like understanding what they might need and like how I can like help. And then I get to the fucking interview and it's like this AI like speaking to the mic. and like it's gonna like record your response, and it was just bullshit. And I got auto rejected, and I just said fuck it. I created TikTok, and I started ranting about shit. I talked about how I wore like height inserts as like a 6'4" like 4 man. I wear height inserts out when I was like I mean, right now I kind of have a girl I'm talking to right now, but when I was like ultra single, and like I would wear like 3-inch height inserts to make myself like 6'8", and there was really no downside to it, because like especially if you're going out to clubs and bars where it's like a very vacuous space. And that one like blew up actually. Someone like posted me on Twitter about that, and that blew up on Twitter too. That was probably the first one. And then I just talked about like bullshit. Like one of my videos, I talked about like one of the main one was like how to like make your voice deeper or something like that. And I had like severe illness, which like made my throat like scarred up. And like basically that like deepened my voice too. So like, I was like methods.
What part of the country are you in? Wait, can I guess? Is this you seem Midwest? Are you Midwest or no? No? Okay, I'm wrong.
No, I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Florida.
Okay. So you're in Florida, you're looking for a job, and then you just start posting on TikTok.
Oh, my origination. No. It was actually in the East Coast. It was in Delaware.
Okay. Well, you're unemployed. I figured you're living at home now. I just saw the video you posted recently, right? You still can't find a job, or?
I mean, yeah, I'm not really trying to. I don't ever want to work a job. Like,
yeah.
So, okay, basically, like, I think jobs are for like pure like slaves now in like 2026. Like, I think unless you're like making good money, like if you're genuinely like working a job, like you're denying yourself unemployment, you're denying yourself EBT, like it's just pointless. Like, there's just no point in working. Like the money just doesn't make sense. Like the time, it just doesn't make sense. The highest IQ thing you can do is to just not work and like focus on like building a personal like brand. I know it sounds cliche, it sounds retarded, but like I thought it was too, and I had this like worker mentality, but like
that's what I did. I can't really knock it. So
yeah. You know, I mean, like I finished college and did all that shit, and like it's just bullshit. It's AI fucked it. Like it's never coming back. People have this idea that like the market's gonna come back, I'm gonna be needed. Like no, you're not. You're done. You know, you need to like, and like they can like it's not even just AI. It's like they can just hire an Indian to do your job for like 10 cents. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like.
Yeah. How old are you? You're early 20s?
24.
24. So you're kind of, because it's interesting being that I do the show, I see a lot of statistics, and one of them is that Gen Z men aren't working as much. So it's interesting to actually, I always like talking to the people that make up the statistics. So how much can you make just getting government handouts? Like how much do you get from that a month?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I did work for a while, so like I never like didn't work. Like I had a job like doing like I worked for a startup. I did like computer science, like data science, back end engineering, like, and it was pretty good. I got paid like bullshit because it was an internship while I was in college that turned into a job. They were always trying to like fucking scam me out of my paychecks. I was a contractor. I didn't get any benefits. I couldn't even apply for unemployment after I got laid off for a team of fucking Ukrainians. This is bullshit. Like, it just really blackpilled me on like the whole job market. Like, I got paid like, I think it was like my ending salary was like $64,000 a year when I finally got like hired on, which they tried to like prolong so they could pay me my internship salary. It's just bullshit, man. Like, it's just such a grimy, like, working a job is just such a shit thing. That's just what it taught me. And I saved up money because I was living with my mom. So I've been living off my savings. And I really haven't even been doing anything. But I just got on EBT. It's like $300 a month, which is like really all I need for food. And then I just had my savings. But now I'm finally making money on social media, I think. So I think I'm chilling. But
yeah. No, I actually, I could see you making it on social media. You have the right personality, just based on what I've seen of your content. I could see you making it a full-time thing.
I was just too lazy to like monetize it. Like, I've been just too lazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just sucks. Like, I hate work in general. Like, I just dislike it. Like, I like working on things that I enjoy, but like, I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, generating value to the world. I just don't enjoy it.
Do you think, like, why do you think Gen Z sees working so differently than previous generations? Because if you talk to older generations, they think that Gen Z is just lazy. But could you maybe, from your point of view, tell me why you think it's different than before?
It's because it's fruitless. Like, at least when you worked in the past, it was like you got something out of it. You know what I mean? Like, if you worked a job, you were able to like provide, buy a house actually for a reasonable amount of money, have money like vacations, have a wife that actually like, you know, was decent, and have the American dream. But the American dream now, I think, is like an average of like what, like $3 million or something of the sort, some crazy number, like the traditional American dream in most like states. So it's like you're never going to achieve that. You're going to likely, like, there's so many landmines of life, like getting pulled over, getting tickets, getting into an accident, health shit happening, getting fired. Like, you're not going to keep your job anymore because, like, you're going to get fired. Bullshit's going to happen, So it just doesn't make sense. It literally, if you are going to school to work, it just doesn't make sense. And I mean, I fell for it, but I think it's just like, it's almost like a comical thing at that point. Like, if you genuinely go into corporate, for one, like, no girl's going to want to look at you, like, unless you're like super physically attractive. But if you're like a normie, there's never been a romance novel ever written about a guy that works as a fucking accountant, ever. I don't think so, unless he's like some psychopath or some shit. But so you're just like like sexually appealing to girls. You have no money, you have nothing. Like, you're working your whole life in an office, your life sucks. Like, I might as well just like have nothing and move to like Thailand than like have a job and responsibilities in the US. You know what I mean?
Do you think that's common? Like, do a lot of your friends have the same mindset with the people that you know?
I think there's like an IQ and like emotional intelligence barrier to that. I think most people don't think the way I do. I think most people think like I said, I think 90% of human beings are just not really sentient. Like, if you just like really look across all societies like on the earth, like most of the humans are just like slobs. They're stuck in their ways. They're just like genuinely just like meant to be slaves, kind of like Aristotle said. And it's kind of the uncomfortable truth that people don't want to hear. And so I think most people my age are like getting jobs, working and doing things, but I think it's like kind of a growing subsect that is kind of seeing that, like, okay, well, hey, it's not taking as like 5 years ago, it would have taken like more intellect, I think, and more experience to see that this was the case. But now it's kind of becoming like blatantly obvious as an American. Like, it's kind of like in your face. Like, for me, it really wasn't even my choice to come to this conclusion. It was like, literally, I applied to like 1,000 jobs, had like an Excel spreadsheet of my applications, created a personal website, did projects, all that shit to try, like, and it just wasn't working. Like, I was kind of like pushing the boulder up the hill, like that meme. So I just quit. Like, okay, I'm like fighting a losing battle here. So for me, it was more so I had to be kind of beaten into submission in order to do this, because I wanted to provide value. Like, I kind of have like a worker mindset. I'm not really that smart. I'm not that smart. I probably have an IQ of like maybe like a standard deviation or so above average. It's not like I'm not like some crazy hyper genius. I don't know. I just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of got beaten into submission by life.
Do you think you were discriminated against because you were a young white guy? Do you think that had part to do with it, or do you not?
I thought so. Like, okay, so like, yeah, you have to put your race on every application. I mean, theoretically, I am half Jewish, so that should help me. Like, theoretically, according to some people, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think it was just really like, am I someone who can be taken advantage of? Like, it's not really that like they don't want to hire white people. It's more so I think that hiring someone who's like foreign or like desperate, because like people think these like companies like Amazon like don't have access to your data when they like go to look at your application. Like, bro, like they can see if you're from like a single family, first gen, if you have money. Like they're not gonna hire someone that's gonna like expect a lot from them. Like they're gonna hire someone who's desperate. And so I always say, like, just being white and being in America, like, yeah, you may be on paper like worse off, but you're not like some Indian that's like genuinely like coming from a place where people shit in the streets. Like you're not gonna put up with the same amount of bullshit for that job that he's willing to put up with. So like, or like a Ukrainian that's trying to escape the draft by like working a job. So these companies really aren't like, I don't think they're like just like, they'd rather hire whites. Like I've talked to like a lot of the people, like the white, like one white man, like they, what they do is they hire like 10 Indians and they hire one white man to be the product manager of those 10 Indians. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So 10 Indians are getting hired and one white guy is in charge, basically.
Yeah, he's the product manager. He's like the like, okay, like we need to build this out. Like have one white guy like direct it. Or like, and then like,
you know, it's funny. That's how my dad built his business. A bunch of Indians.
yeah. It's like, yeah. And it's, that's kind of the strat right now. You get like cheap labor. People are willing to work like 100 hours for like pennies. And then you just like,
and then AI too, because especially in software, that's outsourced a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
That's what my dad says. I don't know the industry that well, but that's just what my dad says.
Well, it's like AI didn't like make your job easier, it just make the expectation higher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like the new bar. Like it also made like commodities, like knowing certain like frameworks kind of like less valuable, I think, in my opinion. Like with AI, you don't really need to understand like the Python language to like write a script. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you need to know a little bit, but like these like minuscule things that went a long way in the past, like understanding like specific syntax and like it doesn't really matter much anymore. I feel like it's more so like, I don't know. I just all it did was just increase expectation. Like at least for me. And that's why another thing, I would set the bar really low whenever I'd work. Like I messed up in the beginning. I wanted to like do a lot to impress my superiors and like, and all that made them do is just expect more of me. Like I had a coworker that did nothing and they were always like, I'm astounded whenever you do something. And it was like huge. And I was like, bro, I could have done that in like 20 minutes. Like, you know, it took him the whole like 2 days. And he's like, bro, it's like set the expectations low. Like, what are you doing? You're like only making your life harder. So yeah, like setting the expectations low is huge. But AI makes it hard.
What are you black pilled on?
Like, just like most of life in general. Like, I just got jaw filler today.
Okay.
So I had like, but it's hard for me to eat actually right now because my jaw hurts so much. It's like pretty brutal. But yeah, I mean, I'm just black pill. I think is more of like a lifestyle, like philosophy. Like, it's kind of like the uncomfortable truth of like most things. I kind of view it in that sense. A lot of people think look smackers are black pilled, but you'd be honestly like surprised. A lot of these motherfuckers are like I feel like if you're black pilled, you have to be red pilled, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're truly black pilled, you need to believe in like social determinism and realize that some people are socially unattractive. You have to acknowledge aspects of the red pill. Like, I think a lot of these like people that consider themselves black pilled are just lookism people that just only hyper obsessed about looks. And granted, looks are like super fucking important. I'm not gonna like denounce that ever. But a lot of these people are just like completely like vapid and like unable to be, they're not really interesting and or likable people. And that's the real black pill of it all. It's like being likable, being objectively like interesting. People want to be around you. Like you can be objectively better than someone else. Like there are people that are just objectively better to be around than other people. And it shows in their lives. So it's really black pilled about anything like life, success, getting better at something. Like I'm not gonna like cope about shit. Like I mean everybody copes. That's the thing. Like and that's part of being black pilled is like right there. I caught myself saying something like I don't think a lot of people have the introspection and the humility to correct themselves as they're talking. Like I just said, I don't like to cope, but I do like to cope. I'm a fucking human being. Like every single man on this planet, I guarantee you, is going to cope at some point. Every woman on this planet. And we're going to be wrong about shit. because it's just what we do. But if you can like genuinely approach life from like a problem solving perspective and not attach too much identity to your opinions, you're going to be most fit for success, I think. Like,
So what are copes that you had and then either you had or you think are common? And then copes, like what was the reality?
it's a good question. I mean, it's hard to really say like on the fly. I guess like cope. What's a cope? What's a good cope I had? About anything in life. Like I even today when I was about to get my filler, I was like coping in a sense, like, do I really need this? Like I'm fine, like kind of in a way. And I got it and I look instantaneously better. And I mean, I know I'm swollen right now, but it's just like little things every day you're gonna cope about something. It's just something that every day you're gonna cope. I think I like that. I think every day I'm presented with challenges and I either cope my way out of them or I try to like approach them in a way that's kind of the most pragmatic way possible. And for me, I was like looking around, I was like scared, I was uncertain, and I was like making copes and realities in my brain, like, hey, like, you know, this isn't natural, like do the natural thing, bro, which is don't do it. Like, and you can't just be all natural. You can't just be all non-natural. Like there's never this like one fucking solution. I think people want this unified like life philosophy that is just like non-nuanced and it's just straightforward. They can go on autopilot and just approach their life this way. And the sad reality is like it's not that fucking simple. You're gonna have like curveballs. It's never just like one rule fits all. So yeah, I coped today. I was like almost like, oh, you know, and then I did it and it worked out for me. It worked out for my essentially business, which is social media. And it was huge. And, you know, I'm so glad I did that and I didn't cope and like conjure up some solution that like fit my viewpoint at the time. And I kind of just accepted that, okay, hey, this is my natural reaction is to be a pussy. I am innately a pussy as a human being. I'm a risk averse man. I know my natural base. I'm aware of it. I don't try to like portray myself like I'm Adonis. I'm some Chad. I'm not. I'm risk averse. I don't like conflict. I'm not a warrior. I don't like fighting. I'm a pussy. And I'm aware of this. And through that awareness of that, I can actually be very courageous and like fucking once I'm aware of that, you know? So like today I coped and I like, oh, just be net. Yeah.
What do you think are more society-wide copes?
Are
you similar to clavicular where you think looks are pretty much everything in date? Would you say that's one?
Yeah, I mean, I think contrary to belief, I think Clav actually also believes in a lot of social determinism. Like I think the reason why Clav even rose to prominence is because he understands social values way more than other looks maxers. Like the problem with him is that as a looks maxer, he's very charismatic and likable, whether people like to admit it or not. His streams are entertaining. The ideas behind them, situations he gets himself into, the way he handles conflict is like pretty well. He seems like a pretty well versed guy, despite what people want to lead off. Like he's good at maintaining his cool. He's talked about that multiple times, even on .org. He talks about how like losing your cool. Like he literally had like a list of like top 10 things to say to someone, and like when you get angry, like it's so. Yeah, I think copes is like looks. Yeah, I mean he is definitely like looks are the main focal. You can't have the other without looks. So you need the looks first, and then, but through having that check mark ticked, you're not out of the woods yet. Especially as a man, where like it's so much expectation on you. Like the looks are kind of just like the prerequisite and kind of help you if they're really good, give you a slight boost. But if you don't have the other intangibles, like imagine Clav without his money and status, would he really be pulling, you know, those girls like Lily? No, like, you know what I'm saying? He needs the status as well. Like, unfortunately, right? Most men have this like complete like worldview that, oh, hey, I'm going to become some Chad. At the end of the day, most likely, just considering statistics, you're going to be a normie. Most of us are normies in here, right? and even Clav, like at his peak, most looks maxed, like form, he's gonna be high tier normie, right? You know, in some areas he can be considered like low tier Chad Light, maybe. I mean, these are just PSL ranking terms, but it's like as a high tier normie, right? Like including myself, I think I'm like more like, you know, MTN high, like low high tier normie, but I have to abide by social regulations and like learn these things. So it's really just have the full fucking package or it's over. Like
what is social determinism? I've heard that before, but could you refresh me on what that means?
Yes, I think some people are just objectively like better than each other socially. Of course there's like differences in like what some women like prefer certain niches of guys, but as a general form, as like an objective human being in terms of like life quality, ability to think, and like ability to perform, certain people are just objectively better. Certain people are objectively more lower inhibition and can do things and make things happen that other people just don't want to do. And accepting this and like working at it is, I think, like the huge step that a lot of looks maxers get wrong. And that's why a lot of these people are like stuck and set such a bad representation for the community, because they're just genuinely like, they aren't really black pilled about life. They have these copes built up about a lot of other areas of their life. You know, maybe they've solved one thing and are hyper realistic about their looks, but they neglect everything else. So social determinism is acknowledging like looks determinism. Like, you believe that someone can be objectively better looking than someone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I believe that socially, if you observe two men in a room, I think one of them can be objectively more like likable and like better and like more optimal for success than another. And I think that's social determinism. But I'm kind of talking a lot about social determinism, but there's other things too. There's like IQ determinism. Like some people are objectively smarter than others. Like one of the brutal black pills is that most people watching this live right now, and most people that watch my content, I tell them all the time, it's like, you most likely have an IQ of around 100, like, or below, or slightly above. Like, you're not, whatever world and reality you've conjured up in your brain that you're like some 140 IQ genius, you're not. And don't expect to have like the success and a worldly impact like one of those people. The black pill of it all is that at your best, you can probably do the most mediocre things. Like your entire stream of consciousness is probably just a week in the life of like some fucking savant. So just like, you know, just understand that about yourself. Take an IQ test, see where you're at. And like, objectively, there's going to be people than you that are just smarter than you and can do what you do and run circles around you. Just like, you got to accept that about life. Like, that's just what the black pill is. It's hard. It's really hard to accept. Because in theory, me saying it is fine, but like really accepting that you're just average intelligence, everybody, it's like, I think it's a natural human inclination to just think you are special, you know?
Wouldn't it be better to just accept that so you don't have an ego, though? Because if you, I don't know how to put it. My dad's really intelligent, but he doesn't really think about it. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need an ego. I think, unfortunately, like slightly narcissistic people like do better. You need to be like you need to have like utmost self-belief, but at the same time, you need to like have self-realism. It's a fine line. It's really hard to put into like linguistics. It's kind of like an infinite subject that's put into a finite amount of words, and it's so nuanced and applicable to every situation. But you really just need to be like, believe you're special, like you are, like believe you like are better, but at the same time understand where your faults are. And if you can kind of do those things, it's kind of like a good balance, I think. But like, don't like believe in yourself to where it's like unrealistic. But like, I think with what my tools I was handed, I think I can be the best at anybody that was handed my tools. You know what I mean? But when I do get beat, I look at the situation. It's like, okay, did I lose because I like made bad decisions that they like did I lose because it was like my actions that caused it, or did I lose just because I was dealt a worse hand? And it's like, oh, I was dealt a worse hand. It's like, okay, like I don't really care then. I don't give a fuck if I lost. Like I was destined to lose that. I don't feel like I lost at that point. It's like, You know, like I don't know. It's just yeah, like it's like people are just gonna like surpass me. Like I don't even when I did like computer science, like I could put in the same amount of work or more than someone else, and that dude would just go way farther with it because he was just smarter than me. Like
Yeah, no. I always say, because I have like a really intelligent dad, and I always say if people followed a camera with him, like followed him with a camera, they just wouldn't believe what he can get done. He just thinks so fast.
yeah,
I wish
yeah.
I wish I got that. I don't think that fast. I think like
Maybe I mean yeah. It's just maybe and also like there's like applied intelligence. Like he probably like studied like one thing or like I don't know. Is it like is he fast in everything in his life? If you're like
do you know what it is? I wonder if it's because my dad was the son of a farmer. So he worked on a farm from a young age until he was like 18. And he always told me that's how he figured out what he didn't want to do in life is because he did farming.
Yeah.
But I think that just requires you. And I could be talking out of my ass because I've never done farming. I don't know anything about it.
I do it a lot.
But
I do it a lot.
But it seems like it takes a certain level of intelligence and like work ethic. My dad's one of the smart people that works like crazy hard though. So
It's like Goldilocks combo, I think,
yeah.
for life. Like having a high like ambition and drive and the ability to like stay consistent and not be like super neurotic to the point to where like one day you feel like you're like the hardest worker and then the next day you just lose all motivation to like go about life in a productive way.
He like doesn't get frustrated. Like his mind just goes to what is the solution.
Yeah.
He doesn't like he thinks it's a waste of time to think about if you're smart or not. Like what's the point? Like that's just how my dad's just an interesting guy. That's just kind of how he
Interesting.
thinks.
Interesting. I mean
I'm obviously not like that. But when I tell him what I do, he's like, how do people have time for this? Like you should be doing something else.
yeah.
But
I mean
it's a generational gap though. He's like 60. So
yeah, that makes me think like maybe his like intelligence is more applied to like reasoning, like because like so like I'm about to take an IQ test tomorrow, but there's like multiple segments to it. There's like matrices, there's like verbal comprehension, and then there's like working memory, like and other things. And the fact that he like doesn't understand how you think makes me think he might not be that smart. You know what I mean? No offense. I'm just saying like I feel like if someone is like I don't know, like he might just be very good at like fluid reasoning and like, have a really strong working memory. But in terms of like kind of drawing parallels between like different realities, you might kind of be like a little bit like inhibited in that factor. Like I think
probably because he doesn't have social media. He's never been on it. So he just doesn't get it. It's just a different like he doesn't have a single social media account.
that probably helps his attention span too, which is huge.
Yeah.
Like he's super smart. You don't have an attention span. You can't think about a problem longer than 30 seconds. It doesn't matter if your IQ is 180 or off the fucking charts. You know, like you need like longer than 30 minutes to think about most problems that are like worth a damn, you know? So that's true too. Yeah, that's interesting. I think also like dietary thing, was he drinking like raw milk and like eating like good diet from a young age and shit?
I don't know what he ate at a young age, but I don't think he eats crazy healthy, but I mean, chicken sandwiches, I don't know.
Oh shit.
Hot,
Like, when
he gets hot chocolate from Starbucks. Egg
Oh,
whites.
brutal.
Like I think it's high protein, but I don't think he eats super. He's not fat, but he's gotten like 15,000 steps a day my whole life to 20,000. Like
wow.
He's just really high performing. Like he had 10 kids. He had a big software company.
Wow.
Like he just I have never met anyone like my dad in my life ever.
That's wild.
I always say my dad would be as rich as Trump if he didn't have 10 kids holding him back.
Yeah, true. Holy shit. Yeah.
Just like I don't know.
That's insane.
Okay, so where did he go? Oh no.
Sorry, I got a call.
That's all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So did you have like a
Wait, hold up.
Okay.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh wait.
Oh. I'll see if he's coming back. I was gonna ask him about his looks maxing journey. Let me see if he's coming back. Oh, he's back.
Me and it like messed it up completely.
That's okay. So what cosmetic procedures and enhancements have you done? And did you have a similar ascension to clavicular where you started off, I don't know, like have you done the same extreme stuff he's done or?
Yeah. I mean, like, so the main thing I did to like ascend, and what everybody does to ascend, is like losing weight. I think the number one thing people have is their number one phalo is like being overweight. I think anybody can really look good if they're skinny. Even like I would rather have intercourse with a crack addict that's like 100 pounds than like a fat, like healthy woman. Like genuinely, like a meth addict woman is like hotter to me than like a fat woman, because like just being skinny is just like just like.
And when you say skinny, what % body fat do you mean for men and for women?
Yeah, so I mean, like, it's kind of like personal for different people. Holy fuck, these people are so fucking annoying. They just like stand outside of my car and are talking. Like, holy shit.
I can't hear him. Just that.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys.
Yeah,
like,
we can't hear it.
Like they're like talking like normal human beings. How dare they? But yeah. Anyways, like, I mean, personally, I like women like really skinny. But like for like men and women, I think the ideal like women would rather get with a guy. Like, I mean, it's different for every woman. Like women, like I don't know, it kind of changes. But I think for most men, they're gonna look the best at around like 12% body fat. The problem is that that's like this unsustainable. So you really ideally try to get to like 16%. And people cope all the fucking time saying, "Oh, like I'm 16%." Like, no, you're probably like 25%. Like, men are just so like.
That's so true.
Yeah, dude, it's like men just like don't like realize it. Like they just don't like have the ability. A lot of the men are just worse than like men have this like thing that like women are like the most non-rational like gender. It's just the most cope shit. Like both men and women are just not rational. Human beings are flawed. Like it's humanity itself that's hypergamous. Like if men could be hypergamous, they'd be hypergamous too. Men cope just like women cope. But
so what about for women? What %?
Women, I mean, it's different, right? Because women hold more fat to muscle, but I would say like 20% for a woman.
Oh, I would have said a little lower, actually. That's higher than I thought you'd say.
Well, like what 20% body fat on a woman looks like is like 14% on a man. So like, like a woman that's 20% body fat is gonna look like mega lean, like because they just have less like they store like more fat in their body, I think. Like women, like I saw, like I was like remember seeing like charts of this shit. Like I don't know if it's like 100% accurate today, but like, yeah. I just think like women, it's not as like women can get away with shit more than men. Like at the end of the day, like hell, like if I was really desperate, I'd probably like fuck a chick that's like 30% body fat if I was really desperate, and like no one would find out. You know what I'm saying? But like most men in this chat probably are like saying that, oh, I like skinny girls. Yet at the end of the night, when they're off like 2 shots of tequila and they got nothing to come home to, like they're getting with that girl that's like recessed chin. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of dudes will go up to even like 35 or 40%, to be honest.
Yeah,
especially black guys. You guys already know in the chat.
Yeah, dude. They like their big queens, man. Dude, it's just like the thing about with men and women is like they're the same. Like women, if it was like they were desperate, they do the same thing too. It's just that society like makes it harder for men. That's the only difference. But you see it like when guys end up getting like a lot of pool, aka a guy like Clav or like Leonardo DiCaprio, like what do? They start having multiple women, and even the best women aren't good enough for them. So it's like men are equally like designed by nature to be hypergamous. It's just we can't act on it. So we like to play this like morally virtuous card that we're like some empathetic gender that's like omniscient and these women are crazy. It's like, it's just, that's the biggest bullshit cope in the red pill sphere, I noticed. It's like, bro, if you had it all, you'd be just like these women you complain about. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're just mad that they have it and you don't. Like, dead ass. Like, that's really just what it comes down to. And most men are just mad that they can't be the ones that get played. Like, most men just want to. Like, I remember I was in like playing dodgeball in 2nd grade, and I was like, why don't the women try to throw the ball at me? You know, like, fuck. No one's trying to hit me with the dodgeball. You know what I'm saying? Like, no woman's trying to take my assets. Like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm complaining about women taking all the assets and divorcing. Like, no woman wants to even marry me. Like, you know what I'm saying? No woman wants to throw the dodgeball at me. So these motherfuckers are like coping, dude, in a lot of ways. Like, I think it's just like men and women are both evil. It's just humans are evil. Evil fucking animalistic creatures that suck by design. Like, this is what we're designed to cope. We're designed to bullshit. We're designed to steal. We're designed to fuck. We're designed to eat. We're designed to do cut corners, be as lazy as possible. And I just feel like being aware of that and like trying to use your frontal cortex is like, that's the only thing that differentiates us from like.
Do you know what? I think it's everyone but white guys.
Really?
Yeah. Because white guys are the only ones that'll do selfless things for the benefit of the group. Women don't, black people don't, and even if it's no benefit to them.
See, I just disagree. Like, even as like I mean, I'm not like I'm a white. I consider myself a white guy. People always say like, oh, he's like half like Polish, like Russian Jewish. Like he's not. I'm like German and Irish on my mom's side, but
no, you're pretty much white. That would
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just think like going to Europe, especially within the past like 2 months. Like I was in there for like a month. I went to like places like Spain. I just realized like white people are just equally retarded, dude. Like it's just not even like, a lot of them are like self-hating. They'll like throw people under the bus.
Oh yeah, that's their problem. Is white guys are too nice and they're enablers. They're enablers.
Yeah.
I always say white guys would rather make $1 million than tell their wife no.
Yeah. I think a lot of men too.
And then the women take their money and then torture all of us.
Yeah. I mean, and like, but the thing is like a lot of like simp culture is by like rappers and black guys too. Like, oh, I bought her like a $50,000 purse, man. Like, bought her that jewelry, man.
Yeah, but if they go out of pocket too much, they'll just go get milk.
Yeah.
Latinos will start a second family. White guys are the only ones that stick it out for the good of the kids.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like I've seen too many instances of like white people doing the same shit. I don't know. I think it's just humanity, bro. I think humans love to cling to these copes. Like I think that's a cope you just said. Like personally, and I understand. Like I understand it. Like I get it. I do think like on average, like white people in the United States and around the world are generally more educated and maybe more intelligent. But I think that's not really a lie. But in terms of like nature and like if they're like better people, at the end of the day, dude, like why is like America in this mess that people say it's in? Like, oh, like, or like, you know, it's because like white people sold them out. Like you like their leaders are like, it's like, bro, like white people, like they're just as bad. Like growing up in Kentucky, I saw it with like rednecks and shit in the woods with their trailers. Like they're like, are they not white people? Like these people, like, you know, like white people like to just discredit this. It's like,
yeah, but even it's still lower crime than black, like highly populated black areas, even like in the redneck, just generally speaking. I don't know. My experience is I lived in an all black area from a white area. And it was just completely different.
No, I don't doubt it.
I didn't know how good it was until I left.
No, and I don't doubt that. That is very true. I do think like I'd rather live in it, like of course, because like you're white too. But I also like agree. I think, yeah, I do like not like being around all black people. I think they're more violent. I do definitely agree with that. But in terms of like white people will still sell you out. They're still gonna like fuck. Like I don't know. I don't feel like, I feel like maybe physically safer being around white people because I'm like part of the group. But like in all reality, I don't think they're like, what's the way I like to put it? I still think they're just like animals. Like they're just we're all animals. Like it's just no one gives a fuck if your wife was like
White
Like
guys?
if you died, like your white neighbor would fuck your wife, you know, like he wouldn't care.
Oh yeah, no. White guys are always the easiest manipulated by women, and I think it's because they're too busy working. And so they'll just say like they'll just let the woman do whatever she wants.
Yeah, like I just think like human beings in general, like it could be like if you like passed away, like they'd be the first person to try and like fuck your widow wife. Like I just think white people are just they're not any better. Like it's human. I think once you can accept like putting aside like these these copes like of like, oh, like it's this is the last prevailing place. This is it. This has to be, man. And then your just whole life just gets shattered. Like literally the other day I was like getting a gym membership. The guy had like a Christian cross on his neck. It's like, okay, like I'm not gonna get like he seems like a nice guy. Bro just like scams the fuck out of me. I had like my streaming equipment. He's like, actually, you're not allowed to record after he like scans my card and I pay. I'm like, bro, you saw the fucking camera. Like, what do you mean? So like scammers come in all shapes and sizes. It's fucking humanity, bro. Like, I think the quicker someone realizes that, the better they'll like, the less they'll cope.
When I was your age, I thought the same thing, to be honest. But it's, yeah, just little life. I'm old, so
yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I mean, I get it. I totally like will like I would personally I would rather do business with a white guy than a black guy. I'm not lying about that. I really agree, but I
get what you're saying. Like there's still an evil part of human nature.
Yeah, like I don't consider a white guy my brother just because he's white. Like I just think like no, they don't give a fuck about me. Like at the end of the day, it's just a competition. It's a big competition. Like it's just life is a big competition. Like irregardless, like I just think maybe you can like say okay, like my white brother and like fucking put this front up.
No, you're on your own as a guy. Like,
yeah. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I agree. I do think like of course I'd rather like. Yeah, like would I rather be around a group of Indians or my own? Like, of course. You know, fuck yeah.
Okay, so I can't remember what cosmetic procedures have you done?
Right now, I've kind of done most of my cosmetic procedures very recently, like when I finally built up a good like social media following. But it's basically all I've gotten is I'm getting this thing called FME. So I might have some food in my mouth. Excuse me if I do. It's like a thing that's drilled into my skull, and it helps actually. It's actually for functional purposes. I know it sounds like bullshit, but I have sleep apnea, and basically what it does is it expands my maxilla, which expands the nasal floor of my nose and allows me to rest my tongue and not have it sag into the back of my throat, which blocks my breathing and also allows me to breathe better through my nose during the day. So I get better oxygenation to my brain. I found that my ADHD and my focus has got better and I sleep better. So it's looks too, because if your face is slightly wider, it is more attractive. So health and looks are kind of correlated in that sense. And then this is just pure vanity. The jaw filler is just injected hyaluronic acid into my jaw, simulating bone prominence. It's very swollen. It looks a little uncanny right now. So it's literally like a couple hours out. And
I don't think it looks swollen. I want to get that, but I'm scared. I would hate to get it and then because I've had TMJ for a while. So I don't know. I would hate to get it, go through all that, and then it not be fixed.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I won't like fix like functional issues. So it's like pure vanity to get like filler.
No. I meant the FME, not the filler.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Like so with FME, I don't know if it's the best solution for TMJ. It might be depending on like why. But it wouldn't hurt to get like a consult and like with someone that's like unbiased.
I met with the same. I actually saw your video and I met with the same guy you did.
What did he say?
Well, he said I could get it, so I have a quote for it, so I can.
Did he say it would help though? Did he think it would like help you? Like
yeah, because I think my airway is underdeveloped, and I've gone to a few places, and they kind of all said that. But then again, there's also an incentive for them to say that, right? So.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to like kind of get multiple opinions and someone that's unbiased. Like I recommend a guy called Jaw Hacks. He's a guy on YouTube that's like not really like affiliated with like he's not a doctor himself. He just like provides like kind of consultations. And he's very good for that. Like he'll tell you if you need like surgery instead, or he'll tell you if you need to like do something else like of this sort. And he's also like very good for like holistic stuff too. But he told me I just need really lateral expansion. I didn't really need any forward, but you might need forward. Yeah, I don't know. Some people are like different in the sense that like I had very good like forward projection of my face. My face is very like, you know, it was very narrow. Like I had a like, what was your intermolar width? Did you get your intermolar width?
Yeah, hold on. I can get I took pictures of it. Some of them wouldn't give me the. Hold on. There's one place. Intermolar width.
It's like the width between your like teeth, like you know what I'm talking about, like that.
Yeah.
Like the top jaw. And the healthy length should be like 40 millimeters, but
yeah, mine wasn't that big. I think
mine wasn't either.
I'm trying to see. So this was taken like January. My camera roll is so disorganized.
I feel you.
Okay, what intermolar width I guess would be bad? So anything under 40 you'd recommend it, or?
I'd say anything under 35 is like pretty fucking bad.
I don't think mine was that bad. I think it was somewhere in between. Let me see. Oh, here. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I think it's. I'm gonna send you this picture, and you can tell me.
On Instagram or on here?
Oh.
I don't know if I can leave.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Just tell me where. Did they draw like a line between your teeth?
Yeah, it says 31.5.
I see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's different for a female. I'm actually not 100% certain, but I think.
So what is it supposed to be? 40?
For a man, I think for a woman it might be slightly less, like maybe 37.
Yeah.
30. For a man, it's like up to 45 actually, or 42. So yeah, like I definitely like.
And that's the back teeth, right? It's the line between the back teeth.
Yes, the molars. Yeah, the molars. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then it says 244 millimeters on this other one. I don't know what that means though.
244. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So, but is there complications with that? You said you did it twice and it failed.
Yes, I mean the only complication really that can happen is like, is it just not successful? And that's why like it's that gamble of like, oh, do you rather just get surgery? But surgery is way more invasive. In terms of like complications in the sense that like, oh, you can like hurt yourself and like die. No, like really none at all, actually. That's why it's like so preferred. But in terms of like time wasted, yeah.
And you said it cured your sleep apnea now?
Effectively, yeah. Like I no longer snore. I no longer like have like obstructive nasal. I sometimes get like a little stiff in like the nose. Like I'll have like some like issues, but that's really just like depending on like nasal cycles and like if I'm dry, if I've drank enough water. But it's never to the point where my nose is like completely obstructed like it used to be. Like I literally couldn't breathe out of the right side of my nose like most of the day. It was awful.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
It's hell.
Yeah.
So I mean, with your breathing, it's like also a matter of like longevity. Like you're more prone to like Alzheimer's or however you say it, like mental degradation. Your literal concentration will improve. I mean,
and you've noticed a big difference after?
I have. No, yeah. In terms of mood, it's huge, but it's a long process. You know, it's a commitment. It's like, you know, it's a little bit painful and it's annoying, but I think the end goal is like last for the rest of your life. And I think it's like more than just vanity. It's like kind of like you're actually doing something to help you and it's going to make you look better. You know,
do you have to wear a retainer forever after?
I don't know. I don't know if you do. I don't think so. but you might have to, which is like annoying. But I don't know. I actually don't know about that. To me, it's more so just like my breathing. Like, will I breathe better for the rest of my life? That's kind of what I think about. And will I have a wider smile?
Yeah.
But I'm willing to wear a retainer if it's chill. But
And so now the gap, is that from it? Because how much have you expanded?
probably about like 3 millimeters.
Okay. And how many are you going to expand total?
Probably about another 4. Another 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah. So still going. I actually feel a little bit of the pain right now from the expansion because I cranked this morning. Not pain, but I just feel like the bone like filling in and stuff like that. Just it's good. It's a good feeling. It feels like I'm like making some progress. It feels good. It feels good. But this jaw filler hurts like a bitch, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like my entire face is just like, oh, like I don't know. I can't even move. I can't like open my face. It's so swollen.
So do you consider yourself a looks maxer?
100%. Yeah. 100%.
So what, I guess what procedures, and I know it's case by case, but just generally, do you recommend for people like that you think are good investments versus bad? And are there any common ones that you think are bad?
Yeah, I think for most people, a lot of people could benefit from some jaw filler, or I think implants right off the rip is a little extreme. I think filler, losing weight is like the huge thing. People think they're like bloated, they're really just fat. You go, I get so bloated. Like, no, you're just fat, dude. Like, so like losing weight, I just want to preface that. Like losing weight is gonna do like the bulk of your ascension. Like then from there, you get jaw fillers. If it's functional to the point where like you can't breathe and you're gonna need some like maxillary like advancement or expansion of some sort. And yeah, I think that's like the main things people need. Some people have bad eyes. It's different for everybody, but there's things to do for each person. You gotta know what you need as a human being. I feel like if you have like an insecurity, it's usually for a good reason. Like
Actually, I agree with that.
Yeah, like I'm not insecure about my like hair color. Like, I don't really give a fuck. I know it looks good. I'm not insecure about my eye color. If my eyes were like fucking pink, I would be, be like, fuck, people are making fun of me for that, like, so I'm insecure about my skin, and rightfully so. It's like fucking dog shit tier. I'm not crazy. You know what your flaws are as a human being. Like, you're not like, are you like anorexic or are you actually fat? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you heard of imposter syndrome?
Yeah.
I think that's when people actually do have jobs they don't deserve.
Yes.
And it's a cope. They are stupid and they're not qualified. I think because that's why women mostly have it. Because we get jobs we don't deserve.
Yeah, like whenever I had imposter syndrome, it's usually because I didn't know my shit. And I felt like I actually was worthy of it. It's because I was, for sure. I completely agree. Low-key, I do have to bounce, so I got to get back.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I was about to say the same thing.
This is fire. It's a fire combo. I like this.
This is great. Thanks for coming. Maybe we'll have you on again another time.
Yeah, great meeting you. Shout out to the audience.
Do you want to tell them really quick where to find you?
Oh yeah, my name's Hexam Light. I'm just Hexam Light on all socials. On Instagram, I post on like my account called Hexam Light Bull because mine got like partially banned. I'm like trying to figure that out, but Hexam Light, that's me. And yeah, dude, I'm like just out here.
Cool. Thanks for coming, guys. Go follow him. So
thank you so much.
All right, guys. Yeah, I've just seen him on Twitter, so I thought I'd get him on. But I'm going to bed. I don't stay up late anymore. So I am going to bed. I'm a grandma. This is past my bedtime. Oh my God. Okay. I love you guys. How to spell his name? Hexumlite. Do you know what? When the interview started, I was going to introduce him. I'm sorry I didn't, but I didn't know how to pronounce that. You guys know how I am with pronunciations. You already know. I can't say words. I don't know. The amount of time it's going to take me to fix that part of myself, it's just, I'll just go through life with this. So, all right, guys, I love you. Thanks for watching. Like the video, and I'll see you next time.